Hi.
Hi. Oh look, SmallRig sent us some goodies. It looks like a Z9 cage, but let's open it up and find out.
SmallRig have sent us a light that we are going to compare with our existing light and show you how it performs.
Okay, let's set the light up. So it comes with an AC cable, the AC brick, and the actual cable that goes inside the light. So I'm just going to plug this in. All right, the light itself is fairly light. It's comparable to Godox VL150. What's interesting to me, so it's got a standard attachment to the light stand. The umbrella, for some of us who don't use softboxes but use big umbrellas, is actually on the side compared to the Godox, which actually goes right next to it. I'll show you why it makes difference for our setup, but if you do use softbox, which is a standard Bowens mount, then you probably won't notice it.
We all know SmallRig for their affordable brackets and L plates, but this looks like their first foray into studio and video lighting. So what would you compare this light with? What else is out there that compares with this light?
Well, from what we have is the Godox VL150, which is comparable in power. While this one says it's 120 watts and this is 150, actually, if you look at specification, the lux measurement at 1 meter on the SmallRig light is 62,500 and lux on this one is about 61,000. So technically this one should be slightly brighter. Then if you look at the color temperature, they both rated at 56K, which is a daylight plus minus 200K. And this, we're going to compare them. We're going to find out how consistent the color temperature is.
Great.
Okay, so the umbrella that I use for our location setup at home, so is this big umbrella, which is about probably 1 meter 20 or so centimeters wide. It's a Westcott umbrella. Quite good, gives a really nice soft light. So on Godox light, it would just go straight in here, and then this little thing would just cover the whole light. Now, on the SmallRig, I have a bit of an issue because it goes under the light. Therefore, I will have to stretch the cover a little bit more. You see, it doesn't go in the middle, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So again, not the end of the world. If you look at the connections here as well, they kind of touch each other, which is not ideal. So in terms of, let's say, cable placement, I would prefer Godox on this one, but again, it's not the end of the world. It's manageable. Here we go, now we powered up. As you can see, I can adjust the brightness. So we go all the way to 100.
Wow, that's bright.
That's bright and well exposed.
It's good.
And then, yeah, we can lower it down in 1% increments all the way down to 0%,
Wow.
which is nice. And then we also have our presets here, and the presets on those lights, which Godox actually doesn't have. So two main differences, well, this one actually being cheaper. We have different presets. So normal is for normal light, clearly. Then we've got flame, which replicates the flame. We've got party. Don't know what that is. Exactly. Then we got flash, breath. You can also adjust the frequency. So if you want it a little bit, faster, then you can also set up the frequency of that. So that's faster, and then you got slow option.
Good gracious.
Let's see, what else do we have? We have flash, we've done that, TV, forward bulb, lightning, fireworks, Tilly doesn't like this one, paparazzi, and back to normal. So again, for some of you who want to replicate this type of things, if you're a creative videographer, if you want to, let's say, film someone watching the telly and you want to create this effect of, image changing on television, or maybe sitting next to the fireplace, you can be creative about this. Obviously, we won't use it for our type of things, but it is possible for some of you who are a little bit more creative than others.
All right, here we are testing out the RC120D. We've got it at 100%. 5600 Kelvin is set on the camera in terms of white balance, so we're going to do a direct comparison between the light of this, which is what we'd normally use for a video setup at this distance, with the Godox VL150. This is a quick test with the Godox VL150. We're going to lower the power a little bit because obviously it's 150 instead of 120, and then make a comparison and see what it looks like. We've powered it down to about 70%, so hopefully this is close enough to the SmallRig that you get a comparison and you can see the difference. The camera is set to 5600 Kelvin again with this light, so we'll also look for any difference in color temperature. No other settings have been changed. What are your thoughts?
I think as a value for money, it's amazing. It's under £200 in UK, including VAT, which is incredible value for money. Let's say comparing to VL150 Godox, which is priced at £372, is a massive difference, almost twice the price. I mean, let's be honest, Godox is a little bit higher power output, so it's 150 instead of 120 watts. It doesn't have the effects, this one does, so a plus for this one. The Godox will come with a power brick which also takes V-type batteries, so if you want to shoot on location, that's quite useful. It also will have a remote control, which you can then control several lights, because you can basically assign to different channels and basically set up your lights via little remote control.
Yeah.
However, while this one comes with just a standard dish, you know, this is a much better value because you can buy those accessories a lot cheaper. If you don't need this extra 30 watts of power, which in the real world there's not much difference, I would say if you need more power, definitely have a look at something like VL200 or VL300 series. But something like this for small streaming setup, or let's say if you're shooting in a small you know, room or something like this will be good enough to power, to lead the whole room. And you can buy two of them basically for the price of VL150. So in terms of value for money, for me, it's fantastic.
Yeah, the other features that are nice, the fact that it's quiet, it doesn't, although it did get a little bit hot when we had it at 100% for a little while, there's no fan noise in there that you can particularly hear, so it does cool itself down. And for someone getting into lighting who maybe doesn't want something too fancy schmancy, it comes with all the basic things you need. I would recommend getting an umbrella if you are starting out. But overall, I'm really excited that SmallRig is starting to do these affordable lights, and I hope that they're going to do more powerful ones going forward and add extra accessories to it.
Absolutely. So in terms of mount, again, it's a Bowens mount, which is basically a universal mount nowadays, and it's got effects. So that's something that, let's say, Godox VL150 doesn't have. So if you're a creative videographer, that could be very useful.
Another thing I like about this is that you can use it for stills. So if you're not comfortable with using flash for any reason, or perhaps you just want a constant light because you're shooting a subject that you can't shoot flash with, this could be a good solution.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't think of LED lights or continuous lights as a stills photography application. Now, what they do normally at school, when you learn the light and when you learn studio photography, they give you continuous lights. And they say, play with it, set up one light, maybe two and three, and see how it works on the imagery. So it just helps you to understand how the different power of lights, different f-stops work. So as a, again, entry-level setup, something you can learn on, this is very, very useful.
Thank you very much to SmallRig for sending this to us to review. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did find it useful, please give us a like and a subscribe, maybe even a super thanks.
Yeah, that's going to be super, super useful for us. I think video lighting is becoming more and more affordable. So let us know what you think about this coming light, about the whole state of LED videography nowadays in the comments below.